It is Saturday, September 30th, 2023. Let's have a look at the sun. Sunshine, blue skies. Going to be like 75 today. Light breeze from the east, which is a little bit unusual, but what the heck? For Buffalo, this end of September, this is like summer weather. Beautiful. But, you know, in a matter of days, could be 2 feet of snow on the ground right now. So we'll enjoy what we have. We rented a Dingo, and what we did is we rented the 4-in-1 bucket because I need to move those compost pile, loosen up some stone, and I need some teeth to dig down because the straight edge part of the bucket wasn't really digging into the hard ground and the stone. So we ordered that. Never used I haven't used a 4-in-1 bucket. I have used a Dingo a couple times before, so like I'm not no expert on it. And this is what happened yesterday. I fired it up. I wasn't home when I delivered it. I fired it up, and I thought this might be the control, but I moved it and installed the engine. Say, well, I better find out. Well, it is, but I guess the feed rate must be so high, and the idle was kind of low. Probably a good thing, because you just barely touch, and the thing goes flying. So probably a high gallons per minute feed through there for whatever other attachments run. So it'll be interesting to get used to using the 4-in-1 bucket today. So this is our initial plan. This is all this year's compost. Grass clippings, weeds, plants, vegetables, leaves. So I want to scoop this. And we're going to, I think, put it over in this corner over here, right in here. And then this is like 3 or twice turned compost, a lot of it. So I think we're going to put some of that on top. Maybe we'll put some of that on the trail. We could use it on the trail. 2 things to note. Last year when I was trying to move this pile, right about here, I was pulling out some of these big weeds to get them out, and it opened up an entrance to hell. It was, I call them ground hornets, I don't know what the hell they were, but it opened up a covering, and there's a swarm about 2 foot wide of nasty, angry, mother effing things. I wound up getting probably like 10 bites. Some of them, my neck took 3 months before the welts went down. Nasty buggers. So needless to say, we've been working on this side of the pile. So I hopefully have enough gear on. I have to go grab my helmet. I got pants, shirt, gonna have gloves to reduce if we do run into another one. And it does come up to say you know, this is the property line, right? So I put it on my side, it starts to fall over. Times have changed. My view on things have changed, so I just like to give it a voice. So our house, our neighbor's house, pretty big house, big yard. Father died, a son died, a daughter died, 2 sons work, live out of town. The daughter still lives there. Not much of an outdoors person. Nice lady. So I would cut her grass and I would pick up her leaves, and then I would bring them here and keep loading them up. There was so much that kept going on some of their property. I didn't feel bad because it was their leaves. And then this neighbor over here, her husband died a while ago, so I would cut her grass and do her leaves. So I would bring all those over here with a tarp and put them here. So the pile eventually kind of went on their property, which, as you can tell from that shack, they really don't do much back here, and they didn't care because I took care of the yard for them. But since then, the one brother has moved back in, and he's been doing their grass, and they have new owners here, and they put their stuff out to the curb. So my view is I should probably start limiting my encroachment on the other side of the property line. So I'm going to try to keep it on my side, as long as it's my stuff. And extra stuff, we're going to definitely have a need for it on the trail in there. So there we go, I gave it a voice. Maybe it'll make the cut, maybe it won't. Alright, so it seems like it's bogged down quite a bit. They did say the 4-in-1 bucket is heavier, but man, trying to like lift the bucket up is taxing the machine big time. It's not just a load of dirt, so I have a feeling that it's an extra heavy bucket, but it's doing what I need to do. So let's removing that, and we're getting it put down there. Yeah, so I'm not gonna force you to watch all that, but when things get interesting, we'll let you know. We're gonna move all this, and then we'll see what happens next. There we go. So probably 2.5 hours, maybe 2 because we did some other work. So we moved part of this on the bottom of that, part of this good pile here on the top of that, but there was just like way too much, so I'll show you what we did with the rest of it. But I did like box drag or back drag, whatever it's called, with the 4-in-1 blade, and then I took a landscape rake and just prettied it up a little bit. So we cleaned up all this into our new Sept compost pile. And note, there's no nasty ground hornets in there. At least we didn't dig them up, so that's good. So we put some of the compost over on this side. This was a trail that we worked on a year and a half ago or so. And it didn't really get enough fill back on top, so we put some of that. I hand raked it. I think I'm gonna put some wood chips, because when this gets wet, it's just gonna be muddy. So I think I'll put a layer of wood chips, rake them out, kind of like this looks like. And we also put some more dirt over here. This was always a bit low, and I had dug out some in anticipation of putting it back, but I can use that somewhere else. So I put a bunch here. We'll have to level this out with a pitchfork and a landscape rake. And then here is our wood chips from the other day. We'll hopefully get a couple scoops. Put some on that section and rake them out. I'll put some on this section and rake them out. Yeah, I'm pretty winded from sitting on a Dingo. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna take it easy. I'll probably just finish this up and there'll be time to stop. Cell phone says 4:44 on Saturday, September 30th, 2023. So I had to take like a 2-hour, 3-hour nap. My head was killing me. My stomach's super upset. Something's, I'm not saying off in the universe today, but there's definitely some, I feel like there's some major energies, crazy stuff. So anyways, here we go. Recap, walk the project, end of the day. So we cleaned all of this compost, put some in the pile on my property, and then the rest of it went over here. Yep, so we took quite a few buckets over in here, and I hand leveled that with a pitchfork and a landscape rake. And then we put some, use a Dingo to put wood chips from wood chip pile. That's what we did a few weeks ago, and maybe even last week. On here, and then I hand leveled that with the landscape rake, so it should be less bumpy, and the wood chip should keep the mud down in the coming wet, muddy months. So that was done.